This is day 7 of SwiftUI. If you want to see the Swift version, check it out. It should be up by now. So today I learned a lot about functions and their whole purpose towards it, right? So the whole purpose of functions allows you to not have so much redundant code on your page. Because imagine if you had to write this out on every page where your line of code is at. Seems pretty redundant. And then imagine if you want to make a change to something, right? It's easier to have a function that has all this information and then it does multiple calls in other locations. So that way you update it once, it changes everywhere. And we've been learning this a lot lately with the is multiple and then dot random, like the range. So there's like a lot of things that have functions in them, but we just don't know of it yet because we haven't really tested things out. And also another thing I learned, and I also learned it during closures as well too, is that it's important to have two names when it comes to your function, so that way you understand what's happening in that function. Even though Swift is probably the only language that does the names and the parameters, so that way you have to have it here when you call it. But the idea is to have things be clear and we know what the function is. And also I learned this in closures as well too. If it knows what it returning, it'll automatically make inferences, so that way you don't have to write a lot of syntax. So for example, we know this is returning a bool, and since this is the only thing in the operation of the function, we don't need the return. So you could just write it simply this way, not even a syntax error or anything like that, which is pretty dope. And same thing with when you're creating, what's it called, tuples, right? You're able to infer based off of what's written there, so that we don't have to do a return.